What's up, guys? It's Kombat here at Infinite Rhythm Productions, and today I'm going to show you guys my favorite plugin out there for vocals. This one is by Native Instruments, and it's called the Supercharger GT. Alright, so you guys can see here I have my session. This is by an artist named Ty. She's a hella dope singer. You guys gotta check her out.
He like my vibe, he wanna ride. He don't need nobody when he got tired. Singing la 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 in the passenger side of his ride.
So I'm just gonna play out the track right now. I just want you guys to hear it.
You and all these other guys, our timing just wasn't right. Caught up in the hype, caught up.
Fire ass vocals. So what we're gonna do with that is I'm just gonna show you guys kind of what I have. So I have my normal like aux tracks on my reverb. I have my comp, my New York comp, my exciter, my 8th delay and 4th delay. You guys can see I have a Vox sub right here, which is just an auxiliary track, which I have all my vocals running into. So the plugin we're going to be using today is the Compressor. It's right here, the Supercharger GT. It is one of my favorites, and I'm going to explain why. So over here, you guys just see there's just so many components to this compressor. We have our left side, we have an input trim where we could honestly trim a little bit of the input depending if it's too much going in, where it's too hot, or even if it's too little, we could bring it forward. We have a high pass detector, I guess. I'm not really sure what the detector is about, but we have 100 hertz and 300 hertz. Gotta look more into that. You can side chain this as well. We have a saturation knob, which is so fucking dope. Mild, moderate, and hot. We have our attack, our release. We have our compression knob right here. We have our character knob. See, guys, this is the game changer right here. The character knob. You can change your vocals from fat, warm, and bright. It really changes the texture of the vocal, and I just fuck with that so much. I really like it. We have the stereo link, dual mono, and MS, wet to dry, and we have our output as well. As you guys can see, I boosted that. All right, so I'm just gonna play it out.
You and all these other guys, our timing just wasn't right.
So what I normally do is when I'm listening to this and I look at the input trim, I'm noticing that it's a little hot. It's going a little bit to the right side. In some cases, I would lower this. Right now, I kind of already, this is a mixed song that's already done. It's out there. I already kind of adjusted the other plugins to kind of go into this plugin a certain way. So I'm not going to mess with that for this particular, song right now. I'm going to show you what the detector HP does.
Our timing just wasn't right. Caught up in the hype, caught up in his lies.
Yeah, I definitely heard that. It just cuts off the low ends like any high pass filter does. It's dope. You kind of hear it. It's just I guess it sounds a little bit more thin when I cut out some of those low ends. So we'll just leave it the way it is. Now I want to show you guys the saturation. Saturation is dope when used the correct way. As you guys can see here, I literally use 1.45 of that. So I took this and raised it that much. That was it. You feel me? I didn't make it halfway or whatever. You can. It all depends on the mix, but I don't like to mess with saturation too much, Yeah, I just like to, keep it just enough.
You and all these other guys, our timing just wasn't right. Caught up in the hype, caught up in his lies. I just needed some time. You say you wanna ride for me.
So you guys kind of hear the difference with the mild, moderate, and hot. I'll just put it back at 45. It actually sounded pretty good when I started raising it up. It just kind of sounds a little bit more, in my opinion, grainy, I guess, with lack of a better term. Okay, let's move on to the middle section now. Now we have our attack and release. Release, you always want to keep it. I try to keep kind of a fast release. Usually with singing stuff, I'll keep it like a third over here, whatever. But I'll always adjust with the track. Attack with the singing song, I'll always keep the attack. I'll keep it more of a slow attack. Rapping and stuff, I'll usually do a little bit faster attack. For this one, we'll do singing, so we'll bring it up a little. Now, with the compression, I just like to look at my gain reduction and just see how much I'm actually compressing. And I'll just kind of do a good little amount depending on how I'm using this compressor. So if I'm using this compressor more for tone, like I am for this, it's going to be very light compression. It's just going to be enough just to catch some transients, kind of add to it a little, and that's it. Just add the tone. That's it. If I'm using it as a main compressor, I might really want to capture as much as I can with the compressor. It just depends. So I'll mess with it right now.
You and all these other guys, our timing just wasn't right. Caught up in the hype, caught up in his lies. I just needed some time.
So I did like about what 1.75 or something like that, just enough to where it reduced it about 3 dB, and that's why I raised my output 3 dB. And then now is my favorite part about this plugin. It's the character knob, and for me, it's like everything. I could turn a vocal. If it was sounding a little thin, I can make it fatter. If it was sounding a little tinny, I can make it warmer. If it was sounding a little dull, I can make it brighter. It's dope, bro. It's like a dope ass feature. Here, I'll show you guys right now.
You and all these other guys, our timing just wasn't right. Caught up in the hype, caught up.
So that's like the fat, you know what I'm saying? Just makes it thicker and a little bit clearer too. The warm is definitely gonna give it more of a mid presence.
You and all these other guys.
You guys hear that?
Our timing just wasn't right. Caught up in the hype, caught up in this lies. I just needed some.
Oh yeah. And then we're gonna add the bright right here. Let's show you guys what it does.
You and all these other guys, our timing just wasn't right. Caught up.
Kind of exactly what you expect is super bright vocals, you know? So it just kind of helps, especially using this when I'll get a revision back or something and someone will be like, hey, can you give my vocals more fatness to it or warm or brightness? It's like I don't even got to think about what they're saying. You know, obviously you got to think about what they're saying, right? Like, oh, I got to make sure I get the sound that they're looking for. But this is a good starting way. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I just need brighter vocals. Let me just throw this thing on, raise up the brightness. Let's just see how that does. What happens? You know what I'm saying? I think that's fucking. It's just so dope. It's just my go-to. I also use the mix sometimes if I don't want. I don't know if something sounded a little off. I want to hear a little bit of mixture of different things. And same thing with this too. The stereo link to dual mode to MS. I'll sometimes mess with it just to get different sounds. And I definitely suggest you guys mess with it. Sometimes it's happened to me actually on a very big mix I've worked on recently. The vocals just weren't sounding right. They were just sounding a little dull. And I clicked, I think it was dual mono or MS or one of those or whatever, and it just sounded better. It just sounded a little different. So it was for that particular song, not for every song, just that particular one. So I left it like that, you know? And I just kind of like to use that as a rule. Sometimes things don't have to make sense. Sometimes just click random shit and just kind of see the different sounds that comes out. And just randomly it helps, you know? But it's not like just clicking random shit. It's like smartly clicking random shit, like educated guesses. You know what I'm saying? Like you just kind of already have an idea of what to click. Just try some things out, you know? What's the worst that could happen? You know what I'm saying? You just all you have to do undo or bypass. That's it. You know, it's nothing. So I just figure it's worth it. You know, you always want to go with what your ear is telling you, not what your eyes is telling you, you know, when it comes to engineering, you know, not other things. Cause yeah. But yeah, so that is the Supercharger GT. I hope that really helped you guys out. It would really help me out is if you guys just gave me a like, subscribe, comment, share. Any one of those would help me tremendously. And let's get it.